Hey, what's up, everybody? Today we are going to not be in the field. We are going to make ourselves some blind snacks. I don't know about you, but I like to eat whenever I'm in the blind, and it's slowed down a little bit. You know, you get that little lull between flights. So it's finally cold. We are finally getting a push of some cold weather, and it's pushing birds. And not only is it pushing birds, but it's finally cold enough to make some smoked cheese. It's kind of hard to make smoked cheese whenever it's hot because, well, cheese melts in heat. So I like to cold smoke my cheese, and it's kind of hard to do that when it's hot. So all you're gonna need is a propane torch, kind of like this. Um, get you a smoke tube. It's just pretty much a mesh tube. It's capped on one end, still has mesh in it, open on the other, and you're going to fill it full of pellets for like a pellet type smoker. It's a lot easier than trying to cold smoke with wood. Using the pellets keeps the temps down a little bit better. And then you're going to want to find some hard cheeses, like using cheddars. So over here it's cheddar, Colby Jack, any kind of jack cheese, pepper jacks over here, Gouda. Everybody knows smoked Gouda is kind of the thing. I do like smoked Gouda. We're gonna try this Christmassy holiday season white cheddar with cranberry. I've never done it before. I've done white cheddar, but I've never done this white cheddar with cranberry. So we're gonna see how that goes. So without further ado, I'm gonna kind of set this up, and I'm gonna move you guys over here with me, and we'll kind of get through this. Alright, so first thing you want to do, make sure your grill's clean. I've already done that. Take your smoke tube. It's going to actually go under your grate, and you're going to put it away from where your cheese is at. So best thing to do is I like to put my cheese in the back where my vents are. It's going to pull smoke all the way across before it vents, so it pulls all the smoke across the cheese. I'll kind of show you here in a minute. So for this one, I'm going to use apple wood. So if you'll see, these are just plain little old apple wood pellets. You're going to fill your tube up. Let me do that real quick. So once you're done packing this, you want to pack it all the way to the top. Make sure it's good and packed. You don't want a whole lot of space in there. You'll get flare-ups, and you'll get kind of a mess. So then what you're going to do is grate. You can go ahead and set this in here. Okay. You want to set it all the way to the front. Then light a torch. Now what you want to do, you want to get it hot. And you want to get them where they're consistently burning. Okay, you don't want them to just start to get hot, start to burn, and then just let it sit, because they will go out, or you'll get just a complete flare up, and then it's hot, and then your cheese melts, and that's just a bad deal. Okay, so once you get it going like this, it still get a little flame to it. It's going to die down. Now you just got to get your airflow set. Go ahead and put your grate back over it. That flame will die down here in a minute. Close your lid. Now, if you notice, I'm not using some crazy smoker. I'm using an old school little charcoal grill. I want to set this where some smoke is allowed out the top. Then I want to set the back where that's the main source of airflow. But I want this top to keep the most smoke in, but I don't want it all the way closed because then I'll suffocate it. I want a little bit of smoke to come out the top. So now we're just going to let this sit for a second and let it start getting everything together. So this is that time to sit for a minute. Best thing, so we're going to open it. You can see all it is smoke now. Okay, this tube's up in the front, so the heat's going to stay here. It's going to suck all this smoke across the back. It'll come out the top, but most of it's going to go out the back. So what you want to do, take your cheese, take your softer of your hard cheeses and put them in the back. Okay, you want to put them as far away from the heat as possible because they're the most likely that's going to melt. I'm going to put my white cheddar right in the center. Now I'm going to close this up, let this sit. It'll probably sit for 4 to 6 hours. Then I'll pull it. Once I pull it, it'll rest, and I'll kind of show you the process from there. You don't want to cut it right away. You want to let it sit, but we'll be back here in about 4 to 6-ish hours, and we'll go from there. Close her up and wait. Okay, so we're back after about 6 or so hours, and it should be nice and smoky. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, look at that. Look at that. All the oils are pulled to the top. That looks absolutely amazing. So we're going to try and keep cheeses alike together. That way if they do stack. So we're going to stack the pepper jack. That's fine. It can stay stacked because it has the same oils. Cheddar. Try and put it by itself over here. Look at those oils that's coming off of my hand. That's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Okay, Colby Jack. There. White cheddar. Try and put it up here in the center. Gouda over here. On the side. That's gonna stay. And Swiss. Oh, look at that. That's beautiful. Alright, so I'm going to let this rest. That one can be fine on top of the Colby. I'm going to let this rest for about 10 to 15 minutes, and then I'm going to wrap it and put it in the fridge. It'll sit. So meet me in the kitchen and we'll go from there. Look how beautiful it is. So I've already laid them out. So what I basically do is I just take plain old cling wrap, just like you would get out your kitchen. It works best because you can get it in nice and tight and get all the oils to soak back into this cheese. So we've got 8 pieces right here, and I'm just going to do 4 for you, and then I'll do the rest here in a minute. But basically what I do is I will take the label because it's already plastic. I set it right in the center facing down so I know what each cheese is, because you can tell after it gets smoked. It's a little more difficult to tell. Take the cheese so you can tell from the bottom. It's a little easier to tell. That's Colby Jack. Set it here. Put it right over it. Okay, then I'm going to fold this up and I'm going to try and get it tight because I don't want any of the oils coming out of this. Okay, I'm going to wrap one side over the bottom, one side over the top, get it getting tight. Okay, then I know from the bottom what cheese it is. Okay, now here's the most important part. Okay, you're gonna think all the oils are down in there within a couple of days. don't go cutting into this right after. Let it sit. Let it sit for a week, a whole week. Not 5 days, not 2 days. Let it sit for the whole 7-day week. Then you can cut it up and eat it and do whatever you want. Whether you want to cut it up in cubes, whether you want to slice it and do cheese and crackers for having a gathering at the house. It's up to you, and you can cut it however you want to cut it. But the biggest part of this is you want to get all those oils that came out. That is what has your smoky flavor to it, okay? All those oils come out of your cheese. They pick up all those smoky flavors that you just put. Then all those flavors want to get back down deep into your cheese. That's why you want to wrap it tight and let it sit. Let all those oils go back down into that cheese and work their way back in here. So what I do, I just take them and then I put them in the fridge, okay? Once they're in the fridge, let it sit for a week, and you can cut it up and do what you want from there. All right, guys, that is smoked cheese. That is how you make smoked cheese. Now we have blind snacks, and here in a week, we'll be able to cut these up and get with it, and we'll be good to go. Don't forget, like, subscribe, go follow us on Instagram at Okie Duck Shot, and we'll catch you guys next time.